The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us. Reminding you once again, almost every show, unless I forget, that is to go to stewart.com/radio, where you can see the show and hear the show. In fact, you can go to past shows pretty much up to about 2-3 years. They are all there. So let's get down to business right now as we welcome Salita Patterson. The company is Braden Real Estate Group. Salita, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, here you are.
Happy to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. Let's tell people, first of all, about Braden Real Estate Group.
Yes, so Braden is a small boutique, but we are getting big. We're now located also in Dallas. Been around 3 years now. We have the Nicole Handy team that's really big on social media. She's kicking it, doing good. And Jamisha, they're both cousins. So they both formed Braden, named it after their granddad that passed this year. And it's been really awesome. I've been with them this November, make 2 years I've been with them. So a year and a half.
2 years, huh? Yeah. Well, let's tell people, as far as where you do most of your work, helping buyers and sellers.
So right now I've done Baytown, I've done 1960 and 45, I've done Katy. I'm all over. I do stay within Fresno, Siena area, but I travel. I love to travel. I love to help my buyers or sellers, whatever they want. I am their realtor. I'm going to get it done. So I am not shy to drive wherever they want me to go.
You said Fresno,
yes.
Right? So what's going on in Fresno? What's it like there now for someone that hasn't been there for a while?
So Fresno, I moved there back in 2007, where it was just one lane. Now we have double lane on Terminal Fresno. We also have the Fort Bend Town Center that's coming in.
And where's that going to be?
That's going to be on Highway 6, right by the Fort Bend Tollway, right in front of Siena, pretty much. So all that I've developed, the movie theater just opened up. It is blooming. So also, the biggest one is Amazon is right in the area.
They're everywhere.
Yes, a big hub. So I could literally walk to Amazon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you live in Fresno, Texas.
I live in Fresno, yes. I'm in Winfield Lake. So you have Winfield Lake, you have Till Run, you have Anova Farm. So it's a whole small little sections right there.
Well, the other thing that used to be there, I guess it still is, if you went further south on Highway 6, then you hit a little town, which may be big now, called Arcola.
Yes,
you heard of Arcola?
Yes, Arcola is big now. Yes,
Yeah.
It's right there. Now you have a lot of DR Orton homes popping up right there in that area.
They're everywhere,
so Glendale,
too.
yes. Arcola has gotten really, really big.
Well, that's amazing. Well, when I went there many years ago, it was a little town. So let's tell people the other thing about, as we're talking about this area, Fresno, Highway 6, which those that would get off, say, 59 on Highway 6 and go south, this is the area we're talking about. But it's close to Sugar Land.
Yes.
Right?
So 59 wouldn't take you to Fresno. 288 would take you closer to Fresno.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go towards 59 and you're going to be in Sugar Land area, then you got to take Highway 6 all the way out to past Missouri City. Then after Missouri City is Fresno.
So have you helped buyers find homes in Fresno, Texas?
Yes. So I've recently worked with my doctor. I call her Dr. Kadisha Red. So that's the closest I've gotten so far in terms of purchasing a home. Now, wherever my clients want to go, I'll bring them. But because she was working right there off of Broadway, I brought her closer to home because she wanted to get something downtown, but that would be too much traffic. So stay in town.
And give us an idea of some of the price points when you were helping this person, for example. What are some of the price points of the homes that you see there in Fresno?
So right now, homes are still at a good price. We could start off between $350, and then you could go all the way up to like $7, $8. It depends on the builders. So if you want more affordable, you could do it like a DR Orton home, KB home. If you want something more expensive, now you're talking about like a Toll Brother. You're talking about a Newmar.
So they're there also.
Yes. And then right there, we're not that far from Sienna, so we're right across from Sienna. And Sienna have awesome builders, so definitely in that area, you could get whatever you like. That's a cool thing.
And that's a
about it.
Johnson development, right?
Yes, that's the Johnson
We just
development.
had Tammy McCall here not that
Yes.
long ago,
Yes.
and her cutout picture of her dog, Chance.
Yes, she's awesome. That's my bestie. Yes, I'm working with her doing all her social media. Hi, Tammy. Yes, so she's amazing.
Well, give us a word on that as far as social media goes. We hear that all the time about social media. People are using, whether you're a realtor, mortgage, whatever your role is, social media plays a role.
Yes.
And some people are good at it and some aren't. What's the most effective, would you say, for realtors these days?
So for realtors, if you're thinking about getting on social media, I would start with Instagram. And I would start with just showing you, not being shy, but if you're looking for buyers, you're looking for sellers, tailor your marketing to that. So if you're going to look for buyers, and if you want to do first-time home buyers, start making kind of informational videos to say, hey, buyers. On Instagram. Hey, do you want to know how to buy a home with zero down payment? What are zero down payment? Partner up with a lender that could explain how their products that they offer could give them 100% finance, so that's no money out of pocket. That's what you call a zero down payment. Then if you want to say, hey, I could help you with your closing costs, partner up with builders that's giving awesome incentives to say, hey, I'm going to give you $20,000 towards closing. You could use it to buy down the rates, because the rates are the biggest issue right now. So we could fix that by buying down the rates with that incentives, and then you could put some of that money towards your closing. So now you have zero down payment, no closing costs, and it's a win-win. So if that's what you're looking for, then you as a realtor need to create that type of reel or send out that information where buyers could see and like, oh my goodness, I could afford this home and this is how I could do it. So just giving that value, all about leading with value and letting your buyers know that I'm here, I'm knowledgeable, and I know how to get you whatever you need, whatever, you know, where they are in their life, what they're looking for.
So again, all of those things you said, you can put forth on Instagram. And you said videos, but doesn't Instagram have a limit to the video? How long can the video be if you're using Instagram?
So I would try to keep it at 2 minutes or you could even keep it at a minute. Make that one video into like 5. So section it out, cut it up, because some people, the attention span is not there anymore.
Right.
They're not going to watch all that.
But if
one
you
time.
wanted to put a long one, what's the longest you could do? Just
2
curious.
minutes, I would say 2 minutes.
So that's it. Because they have a limit.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to get long ones, YouTube. Then you go over
There
to, I know you love YouTube.
I'm using it all the time because we put these shows on YouTube and they're 54 minutes.
Yes.
So I don't know where else to put them. So as
and
far
I
as the
literally
time.
watch all the 54 minutes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You know, there's something I liked about you when you walked in, and now I know what it is.
Aw.
You're a big fan, right?
Yes, I'm a big fan.
Well, so Instagram. What about Facebook? Do you use Facebook? How
I use
effective is
Facebook. I use Facebook, but you know what? I feel like whether it's Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube, whatever you put in is what you're going to give out. I mean, whatever you put in is what you're going to get. So if you're not putting in the time with your Facebook and you're not making the videos, you're not giving the information, you're not doing anything on it, don't be mad if nobody calling you because they don't know you. So whatever you're trying to get out of your marketing, whatever you put in is what you're going to get.
So as far as for your own real estate business, we're talking with Salida Patterson with Braden Real Estate Group.
Yes.
For your business, when you want to attract buyers and sellers, you're using Instagram, it sounds like.
Yes, I am.
So for someone that let's take the last 10 buyers that you've helped. We'll focus on buyers for a second. So you've helped 10 buyers, and I'm going to assume some of them knew you from a referral or a friend or something, right? But how many of those 10 did you not know that you gained from a social media, whether it's Instagram or anything else?
So
if any?
my story is a little bit different because I have a relocation buyer that didn't know me, but they knew me because my friend who watched my Instagram stories and saw that I'm in Houston, going in all these homes and showing them these cool products and what they have. He reached out to me and said, hey, I have a friend that was moving to Texas. Let me send you the referral. So majority of them are referrals, but they're referrals because they see me a lot on Instagram, on my Facebook. I just recently have a friend mom that said, hey, my daughter about to do something and I'm going to send her your way. So a lot of my friends are sending me people because they're seeing my stories and they see my reels and they see me out there doing something and giving value and teaching. They're saying that, hey, let me refer you. So it's really cool. So it does work. It does work.
Sounds like it does. And that was kind of an indirect connection.
Yes.
And then they did business with you,
Yes.
Salita Patterson.
Yes. So guys, whether you think they're watching or not, they're watching. Keep putting those videos out. You might not get the direct phone calls from people off Instagram that don't know you, but your friends and your family are your biggest support and they're going to refer you out. So don't be shy. Go ahead, make the videos, give the information out there, and you'll be surprised how it's going to come back to you.
And if you don't have friends, go out and make some.
And make some friends. Yes.
That's what we need to do. I need all the friends I can get, Salita, right?
Yes. Make some friends. Show up at network events that you can learn something and make some friends. Yes.
You mentioned the interest rate that could be an impediment or a challenge along the way. Tell us what's happening there right quick.
So right
How you're
now,
working with it.
what I'm trying to inform all my buyers is that, yes, the interest rate is still at the highest that we have ever seen it. However, there's still a workaround. Buy the home and then wait. Don't wait to buy the home. Buy the home and then wait. Meaning,
Secure the home.
yes.
Get the keys.
Just like everybody say, marry the home, date the rates.
Right.
Marry the home, and then later on, when the interest rate drop, you could refinance. And if you're worrying about the interest rate, we could work on getting some incentives for you to buy down some of the interest rates. So don't be scared. A lot of people are scared because they feel like they want to wait for that 2% like we saw last year. And that
may never happen for a long, long
Yeah.
time. Never know, though, right?
Never know.
Salita, let's tell people how they can reach you.
All right, so Salita Patterson, I have a YouTube. I have a few videos on. I'm trying to be like you, Bill, but you can reach me on Instagram. I am .yourrealtor. Or you can reach me on Facebook, which is Salita Patterson, and just type in my name. I try to put my name out there. It's a very unique name. So
If someone wants to call you.
yes, so my phone number is 347-688-0829. So don't be scared to call me. Send me a message. I am very friendly, and I'm here to help you, and I love to educate you on what's your next step.
And the number again is 347-688-0829. Salita,
Yes.
thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
As we continue, let's talk to Maria Ugar Tachia. She is with Wazell Properties and the Taylor Home Team. Maria, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Well, we are so glad to see you. And let's tell people you're with Wazell Properties and the Taylor Home Team. First of all, let's tell people about Wazell Properties.
Wazell Properties is a very renowned company, and I just recently joined from a previous broker, and I'm loving it. I love the Taylor Home Team has welcomed me in a very warm way, and looking forward to just grow and learn more and help.
Well, there you are. And people buy and sell homes all the time. And, of course, as a real estate professional, you want them to reach out to you, right?
That is correct.
So
Yes.
let's tell people, as far as geographically, do you focus on a certain area? If so, where?
I do not focus on a certain area because I've had customers. I was in Cleveland yesterday in the rain.
Cleveland, Ohio?
Cleveland, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Cleveland, Texas, and I have customers in the Centera area, which is Katy. People in Fulshner, also, so it's all over.
Well, let's tell, as you were in Cleveland yesterday, so for those, and correct me if I'm wrong, those that are listening outside of Houston on the internet, Cleveland's on the east, the northeast. Is that correct?
It
Or
is on the
Or
north.
am I thinking of Crosby?
It's north. It's very up north.
Okay, so it's a long drive.
No, it's an hour drive. Yes, sir.
Well, great. Well, I gave you time to listen to the show on the way back if you were
Yes,
riding
sir.
at 5 o'clock at the time of broadcast. But in the meantime, give us an idea what was going on in Cleveland. How's the market there? Because that is outside of Houston, but yet we know a lot of people are moving in all directions.
They are. This is actually a seller. She's selling her lot. It's a half an acre. And I asked her, why are you selling? It's a small community in Cleveland, Texas. She just said, I'm never there. and did want to be there at one point in time. So she moved back into the city versus outside the city.
You know what I heard this morning, actually talking to a friend in Livingston, Texas? He says sometimes people buy in the further out areas, and then they come back to be near the grandchildren.
That is correct. Cases. That is correct. And that's what kind of happened with her. She's like, my thought process was to build on it. It's a half acre. It's a very nice area, a very nice community. However, she was like, I purchased this other place with a mobile home, and she's more content, closer to family.
So there you are. And then as the real estate professional, you're learning about all these areas as you go there and even in between. Okay, let's talk about Katy a little bit, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
you're there sometimes in Katy helping
I live
people.
There. Yes.
So you live in Katy. What's going on in the marketplace in Katy? What do you see there?
Katy is booming as many parts of outskirts of Houston. It's just booming, and especially Centera right now. Centera, we have Anglia Homes that we've heard of, D.R. Horton, Adams Homes.
They really are everywhere, D.R. Horton.
They are, yes. And as we heard earlier, the interest rate scares people. I have several potential buyers that are like,
doesn't scare the cash buyers, though.
No.
In fact, it helps.
It helps.
Them.
I have that one, and she's like, how long do I have until for Monday for me to submit an offer on this particular home? I'm like, you have until you want to. She's like, well, 12 midnight work? I'm like, that's fine with me.
In Katy, are you helping more buyers or sellers in the Katy area?
Buyers. I have several relocators outside of Texas, Virginia,
and they want to
North
go
Carolina.
To Katy?
They want to come to Katy. Yes, sir.
How did they hear? Do you know how they heard about Katy? That of all the places in Houston they could choose,
family. They have children, grandchildren that move back home.
They want to be. They're in Katy. They want to be near them.
Yes. They one is a veteran. She had just had a baby, and she's wanting mom and dad to move back home from Virginia, and they're just waiting to sell their home back home in North Carolina, and the other one's from Louisiana.
Wow. So you're helping people from the outside. How did they find out about you?
That's a good question. I think it's divine connections, in my opinion.
That right?
Yes.
So that because one of the things as I look and talk to real estate professionals all the time, I wonder if I were a realtor, how would I get people to find out about me and to choose me versus the many that are out there? And there's quite a few. There's
trillions of real estate agents out there, but I think that I was put in a strategic place at the right time, and these people, beautiful people, just come in and they talk to me.
The connection was made.
The connection was made.
Isn't that interesting? In whatever field, and of course we're talking real estate today, but that's one of the most important things, I think, in business and in life is making those connections in relationships.
That is correct.
And then especially in business, then you do business together.
Yes, sir.
Makes sense to me.
It does.
Sounds like a model, in fact.
Yes, it does.
As far as buyers and sellers, are you helping more buyers or sellers these days, or 50-50?
I would say more buyers.
You were mentioning Katy, but what other, Katy and Cleveland, where else have you helped some buyers recently?
Fulshire, Sugar Land, Richmond.
All the booming cities of our area.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about Fulshire.
Oh, Fulshire. I was there Saturday, in fact.
You're everywhere.
Yes. I'm everywhere. Well, Fulshire is also growing in it was just like
Arcola,
Fresno, small communities that are booming.
That became big.
Yes, developers are just wanting to develop these beautiful homes.
And they are.
They are. Out there's beautiful homes that people can, either they want to be out in the outskirts, kind of like Katy, but since I live in Katy and I moved 3 years ago, I want to move out.
Where'd you move from, by the way, to go to Katy?
Sugar Land.
And then you came over to Katy?
I came to Katy. Yes, sir.
I remember once looking in Fulshire, but then somehow I was just driving around. I went to Simonton. I don't think that's too far away, but that's a little deeper into the outskirts.
It's probably like, I want to say 10 to 12 minutes because I've been to Simonton as well. I had a buyer about maybe 6 months ago. He wanted to buy a ranch, trying to move into looking to retire. And he was like, I'm ready to move and just retire in a ranch, and I want to look in this area. And he lives on the north side. Engineer.
And he went to Simonton.
He went to Simonton. Yeah. A lot of trees, a lot of
A lot of country out
A
there,
lot of
no
country,
doubt about
yes.
it. And it's close to Fulshire.
It's close to
Not
Fulshire.
that far anyway.
Close to
So
Katy.
a lot of areas here in Houston, people are seeking out the rural spots, and then in between, we're mentioning developments and developers. This is a real dream for developers, I think. Just in as I think about it here in Houston, there's so many, and they're buying up all the land all around the area, right? So as far as what you're seeing here, we're almost at the halfway point of the year. Can you believe that, Maria?
I can't believe it. It's crazy.
Halfway point is the end of June. So having said that, as you look ahead in your business now that you're with Wazell Properties, how do you see it and what you're feeling, how things are going to play out here for the rest of the year?
A lot of buyers, a lot of buying.
still
a lot
see
of,
buying strong.
I still see buying strong. I always say, like we heard previously, don't be afraid about the interest rates. It's the investment part, owning. And then later in life, you can do what you can do with it.
And I would say also, how often are you seeing people that are first-time buyers where they're renting and then they say, Maria, well, we're thinking about buying. Do you think it's the time? Do people ask you that advice every now and then?
Good question. I have potential tenants who I leased to them last year, and I was like, wait, why don't you just buy towards the end of 2022?
Because rents are going up, they say.
Yes. I'm like, you could use this to purchase your home. And they're like, that's what we're going to look into towards when those leases are up. That's where my database comes in.
So you have a system that you're working
Yes, sir.
to be able to find the people that you're helping.
Yes, sir.
Again, the interest rate, you'd say, hey, that's just something we have to work through. But it could even go higher or it could go lower. So the best time to buy is when you need a home.
Exactly. And I think everybody is buying, no matter whether you're relocating, whether you're moving from one part of the city to another part of the city. You're always going to be able to purchase a home. There's always a lot of informative and education on interest rates, on incentives with new builds. On us as realtors, we're here to educate our customers. I don't want to call them customers, our homeowners, our for your family. That's how I see it, is getting information, the right information with the right people that can give you that peace of mind.
We are talking with Maria Ugartechea. Get pretty good at saying that last name,
Yes,
huh?
thank you. You got it right on the dot.
Ugartechea with Wazell Properties. Of all the things you could be doing, Maria, here you are in real estate. You could be doing a lot of different things. How is it that you chose the real estate profession?
From the education, I was going to be in the educational world, yes, as a bilingual.
They get a lot of months off.
They do. That was my thought process, because I was like, I get summers off with my kids, etc. Real estate, well, a lot of reasons, but I think one of my main reasons is when it came from my grandfather. He purchased, when he immigrated to the United States, he purchased land in Texas, land in Arkansas, and it's still there. And I'm the only real estate agent in the family.
How about that? Maria, let's tell people how they can reach you.
Well, my phone number is 832-503-2013. And again, my name is Maria Ugartechea. I'm here to answer any questions that you are in need. And sell, buy. I'm here, lease. I'm there for you.
And again, the number is?
832-503-2013.
And thank you for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk to Stephanie Johnson. She is with Boulder Designs by Custom Stone Monuments. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Howdy. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad you're here today. And something a little different. We're going to talk about you're selling basically boulders, rocks, things that signage in a way, but very strong signage that can be used in a variety of ways, real estate, commercial. So let's tell people, first of all, about the company.
Well, we are your perfect solution for any kind of signage here in Houston, as we have hurricanes, floods, 102-degree weather.
Right.
You know, these are pretty much weatherproof. You're not going to be calling your insurance agent after a storm blows through to say, please replace my plastic sign. I'm number 5001 in line to get this done. No, we're pretty much going to be there. We're rock solid.
Rock solid. So One of the things I saw as we were talking before the show, I like the idea from a residential applications of your products. First of all, size-wise, let's tell people, they could be a small sign, like a 1x2 even, or a 5
You could do something little like that, but what we have found is most people want to make more of a statement with their boulder. They want it to reflect their home. This is my place. I own it now. It doesn't matter how many times it's changed hands. This is ours now. We are so proud to have this and make it more of our own. If they move in, they've got an existing pool that they didn't design, and they want to kind of tweak it a little bit, make it theirs. We can add a boulder to the side of their yard that would have a decorative initial on it. If they love dogs, we can have a big dog on it. If they want a Star of Texas, if they want an American flag, sky's the limit.
Or if they want to name the space. One of the trends, I think, in homes, maybe it's in the more expensive homes, but it can be done in any home. But a lot of people name their homes. And/or, as we're talking about backyards, you could have your area of the backyard be, in my case, Bill's Oasis or something.
That's right.
Or something like that. But naming the home also, I think, is a good thing when realtors market properties. They have something they could take away.
This is key to adding curb appeal, because you're going to pull up and you're going to have something in your yard that nobody else has, and you will get stopped and asked about it. That's the only thing. You might have a stranger knock on your door and say, "Where did you get that address rock?" Because it's happened to me.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so we have a name for it. It's an address rock.
It's
That's
an
one
address rock.
application.
I love rocks, so I call them all rocks. But yes, or address stone or monument, however you want to say it. But the one in my front yard is 3 foot by 2 foot, and that sucker weighs 400 pounds. It's not going anywhere. No one's going to steal it.
So let's take the stone that's the address rock at your home, for example.
Okay.
Again, it's what size? 3 by?
3 by 2.
So here we have a 3 by 2 address rock that we could have in front of our home, and it has your house number on it. And
It
does
can
it have
have
a
your
design?
name.
Does it have colors, or it's just
Oh,
it's just there?
absolutely. So we can match any color that you want. Sometimes people want to match it to an existing brick, not a problem. If you want it to really pop, we'll change it to make it a little bit of a different color. It's really up to our customer. Whatever you want is what we can do. We're not limited on color, size,
Very creative.
shape. Absolutely. It gives a natural elegance to your home. It's not something that's going to rust that you have to replace every 6 months. It is there. It is there to stay. And you can put your last name. It doesn't have to be, you can put your street name with your number. It's any design that you like. If you're a cat lover and you want kitty cats on it, that's not a problem either.
One of the things I'm also thinking of, a lot of real estate brokers, especially those we had someone on the show from Cyprus that's in a rural area. That'd be a nice touch for the broker when people are driving by. It could be, again, I'll use my name, Bill's Brokers.
And I can tell you, if you were to do that, Bill, you would soon become a landmark for people driving by. These signs are memorable. They are thick. They are fortified. They are beautiful.
As you say that, I'm reading history books right now, specifically about Galveston history. And when we think about history in general, historic buildings, places usually have a landmark emblem, bronze thing, or in this case, this could be a boulder, so to speak, of whatever size we choose to have that be the historic whatever.
Absolutely. We are good for directional signs, anything. I also wanted to mention, because you were talking real estate, well, obviously, because of where we are. Yeah, it's kind of good to mention this kind of stuff. I wanted to talk about Airbnbs. Because we have a fella who's got a lake house, and he says, I call my lake house Camp Collins. I want a big boulder in front of my lake house that has my name on it.
So the people that are getting the Airbnb that night say, "Oh, are we at the right place?"
They'll know.
They see the sign.
They pull up
see
and
the
they
boulder.
say, yes.
There
And
you
it's
go.
so much more elegant than having anything else, a little placard hanging on the side of the house that is going to fall off, tilt, rust. Again, this boulder is going nowhere.
You hit it. The key, I think, is it being memorable, and
Yes.
that helps in a variety of things. And yeah, the Airbnb, I would think you have a good market with real estate professionals, as many, if not most, realtors have investment properties. They too have the Airbnb. So there's a good application for you.
Well, my mom is one who has a cookie cutter home.
Exactly.
And every time, the woman's lived there for 12 years now. Every time I go over there, I'm like, okay, is this the driveway? No, keep going. Okay, this is her driveway. I keep passing it up. And I was like, Mama, we have to get you an address rock.
Right.
Because I will know right off which house is hers. She already keeps her landscaping lovely anyways. And for anyone who cares about their curb appeal, this only adds to it.
Sounds good to me.
It's beautiful.
So it can make things memorable. Great applications in the Airbnb, but it also designates where something can occur. Entrance.
Absolutely.
Here, name, all these different things.
Yeah, for the realtors out there who do commercial business, let me tell you, this is a game changer for commercial. What did I say?
Yeah, commercial.
Yeah, it's a game changer because, like I said, what owner has the time after every storm blows through to get my sign redone? And then you're waiting in line. This rock's not going anywhere. They can't steal it. It's just too heavy. You know what? If you treasure your spine, you won't do it. And plus, if you won't lift it. Oh, you can't lift it.
So part of your services. So we design a boulder, we'll call it, a rock,
yes,
a marking, and it could say what we want it to say. It could be the size we want it. Give us an idea, say, of the price range. So let's take the address rock at your home, which is 2x3, right?
It is.
How much would that cost for me to have an address rock in front of my ranch?
Well, first of all,
ballpark.
I was about to say the rock in front of my house would not work on your ranch. We'd want something a little more stately.
There you go.
So I would work with you to find out, Bill, what are your interests? I know you like cooking. We'd explore what your interests were so that we could incorporate that if you wanted to on your boulder by the street.
But as far as affordability, one of the things there's a starting point. We can go as high as we want, but for somebody, I don't want people to think that these are so super expensive because it sounds like you could get a nice rock for a good price.
So I will say
we're talking diamonds here. No, I'm just saying.
I will say our smaller rocks, they can start anywhere from $300, but most of like the one in my yard with full delivery set up, because we are going to put down a concrete base so that it holds the rock steady, but you can always do the landscaping all around it, whatever you'd like. For an installation, you're anywhere from $500 to $700 usually on those, depending on what artwork you want.
See, to me, that's perfect for the Airbnb.
Yes.
Or even, again, back to the address.
It's perfect for me as a homeowner because I want something that's quality. I want something that's low maintenance. Right. This is perfect for me.
And almost indestructible.
Yes, and I have 2 teenage boys who have yet to run mine over.
They've tried to destroy it?
No, but you never can tell when that day will come.
Because you said it there, 2 teenage boys. You never know. We're talking with Stephanie Johnson. Well, Stephanie, let's tell people the website and also how they can reach you should they want their very own rock to say whatever they want.
Yes, please visit us at Boulder Designs by Custom Stone Monuments. We are CSM at boulderdesigns.net or our website, csm.boulderdesigns.net. We look forward to designing your vision today.
And if they want to call you?
Absolutely. 281-345-9833.
There you go.
And if you can't remember I'm Stephanie Johnson, you can always just say the Rock Lady.
The Rock Lady. Stephanie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having us. We sure appreciate Stewart Title.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance, with a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers. Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is, John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance. John.
Bill, always a pleasure.
Here we are. Once again, insurance time. People wait for it far and wide every Sunday, and it's here right now.
Well, we've talked about this a couple of times already this year, but the topic keeps coming up, and I read an interesting article from the New York Times about why we're seeing auto rate insurance increases, and there's some additional information that's come out, as well as maybe some thoughts on what we might be able to do to at least, if not, we're not going to stop the premium increases, but there might be some things that we can do to minimize them. Well, before we get to what's been minimizing, let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing. So we saw in March of this year a 15% increase in premiums over March of 2022. According to that article, both Progressive and Allstate have indicated that they're going to continue a aggressive look at premiums through the end of the year to try to balance out some of their profitability as companies. So, I mean, two of the bigger companies have already said that the premium increases for the year, they're not going away. And, part of the reasons are fairly obvious, and we've talked a little bit about it, that we've returned to the traffic on the roads, the pre-pandemic levels. During the pandemic, when there weren't many people on the road, we tended to drive a little faster and maybe a little more casual. And now that everybody's back on the road, we're still driving fast and we're still driving casual. So that's hurt us. But we're seeing higher repair costs. We're seeing higher cost in rental, and we're seeing longer repair costs. So that also is affected. And I guess the third element that we're starting to see, and not all insurance carriers do this, but some and more are taking a look at what your credit is. So if you have a higher credit, or higher credit score, you've got a better chance of potentially having a modest or lower premium. If you have questionable credit, that could affect, in a negative sense, your premium on your auto insurance. The thought being that if somebody has higher credit, they probably have a more stable financial situation, and they may not file as many claims. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's the logic behind it.
Well, it is interesting with insurance how insurance companies determine rates. And it's fascinating, too, because they're in the world of probability, statistics, history, and they also, as things change, you're mentioning the pre-pandemic and all these things and people's behavior, it's interesting how they put that all together, and yet they're nimble to move with the dynamics of the given time.
Well, they have to. I mean, USAA, which is one of the largest, financial services company, at least in the U.S., they announced for the first time in 100 years a negative year. They've lost money for the first time in 100 years. And a good portion of their business is as a property and casualty insurance broker. And then, we talked about before, these companies don't operate in just bubbles, that what happens in one side of the company or one area of the company affects the other. So, we've seen over the last 5 years, about 19 or so significant natural disasters, whether it be fires or floods or hurricanes, whatever. Then we had, with the interest rates being low for a few years, insurance companies buy bonds as a way to offset or supplement their income stream. So if they're not making the financial numbers that they need from their premiums, sometimes they'll buy bonds to add to that financial coverage. Well, when the interest rates are low, bond price, the return on investment from the bonds are going to be low, so they're not making as much money there. So it all kind of factors into that. And then their insurance, so insurance companies buy what's called reinsurance, has gone up. So they're affected by that as well. So ultimately that is going to affect us as a consumer.
Once again, out there, those that love insurance, the content today must be thrilling them.
Oh, the insurance nerds are probably having a hard time keeping their car on the road when they're listening.
Stay in your lane, right? Well, the thing that worries me, and seriously,
I know I couldn't sleep last night thinking about what we're going to talk about.
Ready to deliver in a tremendous way. But two things that I see all the time, unfortunately, and I guess this is why rates go up. I live in a suburban neighborhood, and people go through the stop sign in one particular area. I mean, half of the cars don't stop properly, maybe even more.
Well, I think, and you know, the insurance companies. I know I saw last year a study that was done by Allstate that bears that out, that we are driving more aggressively and more recklessly, and as a result, we're having more types of accidents, and as a result, insurance companies are having to pay more claims, and as a result, our premiums are going to go up.
And not to mention those that are on their phone as they drive. You can look over to the left, to the right of your car as you're driving, and there's someone holding a phone up most of the time.
If they're going side to side, you know they're on their phone.
It's not good. So thus we all end up paying a higher rate, and there's more accidents, unfortunately, and the bad things happen with that.
But in that article, there were also a couple of things that they suggested that can help. I would temper the thoughts by not making this decision solely on your own, but working with an insurance advisor as you consider some options. And one of them would be just to shop. You know, if you've been with the same insurance carrier for your auto insurance for many years, are there other options out there to consider? But again, if you're working with an independent insurance advisor like Stewart Insurance, we work with and partner with a variety of insurance companies. So we can do that shopping for you. We can take a look, and based upon what is your driver, is it additional coverage? Is it broader coverage? Is it narrower coverage? Is it simply a financial decision and I need to reduce my premium? You know, we can help you with that. But again, if you're working with a really solid advisor, you can walk through those pros and cons of, all right, I can reduce my premium, but what is that going to do to my coverage? And as long as I understand that there's more risk that I'm taking on as an individual now because I've had that reduced premium potentially, that's one thing to take a look at. The other that you can do is if you have an older car that's of lower value, but it's not just one or the other. It's an older car of lower value, because you could have an older car that's greater value. It's collectible. But if you've got an older car with lower value, you can reduce the collision coverage. So that's the money that's paid to you if your car was damaged or need to be repaired in an accident. Or you could reduce the comprehensive coverage. So the cost if your car was stolen or something were to fall on it like a limb. But again, that's taking on more risk as an individual versus placing that risk on the insurance company. So there's a give and take in everything in life, as you know. So those are just a couple of things to consider, but I would reinforce the fact that if you're thinking of either of those, have a conversation with an insurance advisor so you truly have the best opportunity to make the best decision.
Here's a trivia thing. Speaking of insurance, we've talked on the show recently, we've had people from the Galveston area.
Yes.
And I've been getting interested in Galveston history. And by the way, did you know 1854? First of all, Galveston has many firsts in Texas.
Okay.
Galveston played a major role in Texas, period. But number one, many of the firsts are abundant in Galveston. And one of the ones in 1854, did you know the first insurance company was established in Texas, in Galveston?
I did not.
1854.
And who was the company?
I don't know that. However, as it relates to real estate, a few years later, 1857, the first real estate firm was established, Galveston, Texas.
Well, Galveston was
It's amazing. It really is.
I mean, Galveston was the city in the South.
Exactly.
Up until the 1900 storm, it was the city in the South. I mean, you know, commerce in South America and in Central America all came through Galveston.
Galveston, of course, Stewart Title. We started in Galveston,
130
Texas.
years ago.
130 years ago. But yes, so much it's fascinating. I've taken a break from my action thrillers, and now I'm going to finish this Galveston.
So is the next complex for Chef Bill or the Casa Knapik going to be in Galveston?
And I'm going to have a boulder that's going to mark it. That's right. It's happening.
Fair enough.
By year end.
Fair enough.
After I buy the boat.
So, yeah, after you buy so you're going to have one in Fresno and then one in Galveston.
All right, I'm getting confused. I'm going to have to keep track with all that, but it's happening.
So if you'd like to be properly insured, whether that be as an individual for your home, wind, auto, flood, motorcycle, watercraft, or properly insured for your real estate business. Is your real estate broker, realtor, title and attorney agent, property management firm, we can help you out. As an independent insurance advisor, we work with a variety of companies to make sure that our clients are properly insured. And you can reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. You can learn more about us at stewartinsurance.com, or you can email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
And you're helping people all over the United States. Wherever they are, they can call.
Absolutely, 866-798-2827. So whether it's Katy or Fresno or Galveston.
Right there. Thank you so much, John Bramlett.
Appreciate it, Bill.
Kevin Davidson with Stewart Title, our business development officer, Fort Bend County, doing tremendous work 24/7. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill.
So first of all, one of the things we haven't talked about the last time you were here, a podcast. Now, I know people love it when you're on the show here. We get lots of emails to that effect. But if they want more Kevin Davidson, they can go to your podcast, and who doesn't, right? Let's tell them how to get there on the YouTube channel.
All you have to do is go to YouTube and just search Kevin's Corner, and both Kevin and Corner is spelled with a K.
2 Ks. There you go. Kevin's Corner on YouTube.
And that should pull it right up. If it doesn't, just put in Kevin's Corner Real Estate, and then it'll pop up. Yes. Every show I have 2 guests. One's a real estate agent, and one is a vendor that's within the Fort Bend County area that our agents work with.
And, of course, your 2 offices, let's tell people about that in case they want to bring their real estate transaction right over there.
Yeah, so I represent Stewart Title's Sugarland office off of Dairy Ashford and 59, and the Richmond office, which is off of 59 and either Thompson Road or 762. It's
also, you're teaching CE classes.
Yes, so the upcoming week is going to have several classes. I'm going to be teaching my farming class in the Richmond office, as well as our good friend that was just on the show, Mr. John Brown, that's going to be teaching that week as well. So I have 9 classes under my belt. I teach them all the time, and if you're looking for CE credits and or marketing education to grow your business, I can help you.
Right there. And how can people reach you, Kevin Davidson?
832-654-0527 or kevin.davidson@stewart.com. 832-654-0527.
Here she is, one of our other business development officers from Katy, Fulshire, Joyce Eisenberg. Hey, Joyce, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill, good to see you.
So here you are. Let's tell people your 2 offices are
Katy and Fulshire.
hot spots, as they say.
They are. Multiple offers still.
Will that ever end?
I hope not. No, I'm just kidding.
It's amazing for
Agents
the buyer.
are like, please, we need a break.
Yeah, but the buyers, it's hard. I think when you're navigating multiple offers, it puts a little bit more work on the buyer, and possibly you have to spend more, right?
Yes, it's not as crazy as it was. I mean, if it looks good and it's priced right, agents are telling me still getting 2-3 offers all at once.
And there you are helping people in a very, very active real estate area, no doubt about it. So what are some of the things you're seeing in your office? Which one's busier right now, Katy or Fulshire? Just curious.
Katy's a busier office just because it's in,
It's a bigger area.
Cinco Ranch. It's just in the heart right there in La Centera. But Fulshire is, Fulshire.
Well, and one of the things, our office in Fulshire is in what we'd call the historic area, right?
Yes, downtown Fulshire, right behind the Pier 36.
Probably need a rock over there, huh?
In fact, I was over there the other day, and maybe you did the rock. It was Anthony's Market Grill. Went over there the other day for a pre-Mother's Day dinner, and it was a beautiful place out there.
Joyce, let's tell people how they can reach you if they want to bring their transaction to the Katy Fulshire area at Stewart Title, and I know they do.
They do. 832-389-4306.
Joyce, one more time. The phone number is?
832-389-4306.
And let's welcome back Salida Patterson with Braden Real Estate Group. Hey, Salida, welcome back.
Yes, glad to be back.
Well, before we close the show, Salida, what else do you want people to know about your company or anything else?
Oh, well, I just want people to know that I am happy and I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to meet you and to share my
After
knowledge.
seeing all the shows, right? Yeah.
Yes. And, thank you for Stewart Title for inviting me, Kevin Kevin is awesome. I did a few of his classes. You need to take some of his classes. It's really good. It's really, really good. But, I'm available for all buyers and sellers to reach out to me at Salida Patterson at I Am Your Realtor on Instagram. Phone number 347-688-0829. I would love to work with you. I love people, and let's go.
And Salida, when you're not working so hard in the real estate world, give us an idea. You have a hobby, or name one thing that you would be doing when you're not doing real estate.
So I do a lot because I have 3 kids.
3 kids?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So if I'm not doing real estate, I have 3 kids. My oldest is 21, Jason. He works at Men's Wearhouse. So if you need a suit, hit him up. I have a 12, she's 13 now. She's a little mini entrepreneur. She has a DJ business, and I support her. So if you ever need music or anything,
You're covering a lot of bases. I can't wait to hear the third child.
Well, my 11-year-old, he's the boy. He's getting ready. I am excited. He's getting ready to graduate kindergarten. He's going to be starting junior high.
Nice.
And if I'm not doing real estate or with my kids, I love to do a thrift store. So my whole outfit is from the thrift store. I love to thrift. That's what I do. Save my budget, have a budget. Yes. So my name again is Salida Patterson. My phone number is 347-688-0829. Call me and let's go.
One more time, the number is?
347-688-0829.
Thank you so much. Yay. And now let's welcome back Maria Ugarte-Chia.
Yes.
Maria, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
So, Maria, as we close the show, wind it up, wind it down, whatever we want to call it. So, before we leave, let's tell people, what else do you want them to know?
Well, what I want them to know is that they can call me if they are growing their family, or if empty nesters, ready to sell, ready to buy. Give me a call at 832-503-2013. I understand being a mother as well, a grandmother as well. And
so you're a mom?
I am a mom of 6 and a grandmother of 3. Yes.
6 children?
Yes, sir. Very
you
proud.
have no spare time. I'm sure you do. No.
I have 2 younger ones at home, a 15 and a 9-year-old. I have 4 already out of home in college, and 2 are about to be married. So yes.
So
they're my other potential buyers.
That's right. Years ago, people used to have children to help them with the work. Mm-hmm. So now you could have them as your clients.
Absolutely.
Okay. So give us a quick time management. You must have some time management pieces of wisdom with 6 children and working. Just give us one if you would.
Discipline. And when I'm not with my kids, I love to seek God and travel.
Travel.
Being
away
disciplined.
From the kids, or do you bring them with you?
Good question. Sometimes with the kids. I did go travel with them this past December.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
Well, very nice.
Thank you.
Maria Ugarte-Chia. The phone number is?
832-503-2013.
One more time?
832-503-2013 with Wazell Properties.
Great to see you. And now, the rock lady, Stephanie Johnson, Boulder Designs. Hey, Stephanie, final word.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to Stewart Title again for being such a pillar of
like
stone in our communities for years and years.
Exactly.
And I also wanted to mention real quickly that we are proud members, Boulder Designs, Custom Stone Monuments, proud members of the Fulshear Katy Area Chamber of Commerce. Wonderful organization to belong to support our communities in Katy and Fulshear. 281-345-9833 is our phone number, and our website is csm.boulderdesigns.net. 281-345-9833.
It's a good year to get a rock. How's that?
Absolutely.
Like that
Let's
saying?
rock.
So thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, simply go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio. That's right. You can see and hear all the shows for many, many years at stewart.com/radio. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.